Call today. WellCare. Medicare done well.
I got hurt by a speeding driver, and I've got a lot of medical bills. But I can't afford to hire a lawyer. I'm broke as a joke.
We don't get paid unless you get paid. Call us. We're the Law Brothers.
Call now or visit lawbrothers.com.
Now at 4, the Orange Unified School District could be in the latest in Southern California to adopt a policy for transgender students. Good afternoon. I'm Samantha Cortese. You're watching the KTLA 5 News at 4.
Hi there. I'm Courtney Farrell in today for Pedro. This evening, the school district is discussing a policy that would require that parents be notified if a student identifies as transgender.
2 other school districts have already adopted similar policy. KTLA's Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost is live in the city of Orange with more. Hi, Chip.
Yeah, Heather, Sam, and Courtney, the debate we're talking about really boils down to this. It's a question of whether or not there should be a written policy in the school district that would require administrators or someone at the school to contact parents if a student at school tells a teacher or someone else that they want to be identified as a sex different than what they were born as. Let's show you really in detail what this new policy at Orange District is talking about. After we show you that, we'll tell you why the teachers union, or at least hear from the teachers union president about why he says they oppose it. But first, let's talk about the policy itself. This was brought up by 2 board members here at the Orange Unified School District. The policy says the school district shall notify the parents within 3 school days from the date any district administrator or certificated staff becomes aware that a student is A, requesting to be identified or treated as a gender other than the student's biological sex or gender listed on the student's birth certificate or any other official records, or parents should also be alerted if the student is accessing sex-segregated school programs and activities, including athletic teams and competitions, or using bathroom or changing facilities that do not align with the student's biological sex. This is on the agenda, a proposal on the agenda tonight. As I mentioned, the teachers union opposes it. Here's the teachers union president.
In my experience, whenever students identify with a gender or name different than assigned by birth, teachers have notified me that parents were already aware of this and were already supportive or understanding of that situation.
But if it happens, say a boy's been going to a school for 5 years, his name's Johnny, 10 years old, he comes to the teacher, says, I want to be called Susie and I want you to treat me as a girl now, and by the way, I want to use the girl's bathroom. Isn't that something a parent should be told about?
I'm not at liberty to say one way or another. I'm not going to make a statement on that.
But you just said you oppose that policy. That's essentially what the policy says, that if a boy comes to the school and says he wants to be treated as a girl, a parent should be notified. But you said you opposed that.
That's not what I said. I said I opposed that this policy being introduced. That's not needed.
You oppose the policy, but not the idea that a parent should be notified.
I'm not going to take a stance one way or the other whether or not the parent should be notified. I'm saying that this policy is not needed.
Now, we did reach out to the 2 board members who are proposing this new policy. One hasn't responded. The other responded that they could not do an interview until tomorrow. This meeting starts at 5 o'clock, but they're going to go into closed session. The main part of the meeting that will include this part of the agenda should start around 7 p.m. For now, reporting live here in Orange, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
Good effort on trying to get him to answer. Chip, thank you so much. Now to Boyle Heights. Dramatic video of a powerful explosion that jolted people out of their sleep this morning. It happened just after 5 a.m. on Grande Vista Avenue near 7th Street and the 60 freeway. Crews are still on scene cleaning up debris. Several cars in the area were damaged by the blast, and nearby homes have broken windows. Fire officials say the box truck was likely a food truck and that leaking propane tanks may have caused the explosion, but fortunately, no injuries were reported. Sam.
The LAPD is investigating a string of armed robberies targeting food trucks and taco stands. Officials say a group of 2 to 4 men hit 6 different locations across Hollywood, Westlake, Echo Park, and downtown LA within 2 hours. The first of those robberies happened just after 9:30 last night. The victims, who are all street vendors, say the suspects pulled out handguns, used force on some of them, and even stole some of their wallets. Officials say the armed men fled every scene in a white 4-door vehicle. Anyone with information is asked to contact LAPD.
Now this, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass and local law enforcement